Hi guys, I'm here with another video, and today's video is going to be about PBN links in 2019. Now, if I look like I'm staring off into the distance, I'm not. I'm just looking at my notes on another screen, so that's why I'm not looking at the camera. But I'll start off by saying that while I am a link builder, I don't personally follow the route of building PBNs and PBN links. Now, there are various reasons for this, which I'll go over through this article. But needless to say, there are people that still use them and they're getting results. So listen to both sides of the story. But if you're going to go down this route of PBN links, have my advice in the back of your mind as well. PBNs, if you're not already aware, PBNs are private blog networks. They're essentially groups of sites which have been built and perhaps interconnected by an SEO to simulate organic websites. However, they will try to cover up any potential footprint or marker which indicates that one person or one entity controls all the sites. I'll go over that, why they do that later on. Now, there are various techniques used to build these, so they may use free blogging platforms like WordPress, Blogger.com, or other similar ones. This would technically call it make it a WBN, but it's quite a similar thing, just using free blogging platforms. They may even purchase expired domains, and then these expired domains, they'll probably look for ones which have a good age and authority, and that obviously impact the strength of the links coming from the network because of the age of the domains. Or they could even just set up a completely new site from scratch, but I think this happens less now because it just takes longer to build authority. So I think a lot in the PBN building kind of game, I think a lot of people are just buying up older expired domains and stuff. So what's involved? Okay, let's assume somebody has a PBN or access to one. So the next stage is then to pass authority from these sites to the website that you're intending to rank, or the money site as some people call it. So what usually happens is they'll then set up personas for each website within the PBN, ensuring they don't leave a common footprint. They'll create unique articles for posting on each blog, and to make it appear natural, they'll usually ensure they have a reasonable number of words in the post, 300 words plus. But exactly what they use will depend on that person, but from what I've heard in the industry, there are people generally sticking to a reasonable word count. The days of the 200 word posts, I think, are almost gone, so they will usually make sure it's a reasonably sized post. They'll have to ensure the articles are unique enough, may even use an article spinning software or script to create unique versions of the articles from the original one. And they'll then drop in links from articles on the network to the money site. They may even use multiple tiers between the PBN and the money site just to ensure there's a bit of a buffer. Some people may do that, some may not, it just depends. Does this work? Yeah, if it's done correctly, PBNs can help you rank for less competitive keywords. You can do it pretty quickly. But for the higher competition keywords, it may not get you to rank at the top in the long term, but they could give you a good starting point. But here's the problem with using PBN links that you have to bear in mind. Now, there's a serious issue with PBNs because of their inherent nature. They are, in their very essence, an unnatural. In their very essence, a very unnatural way of link building, and they do not follow Google's guidelines at all. I mean, there's no grey area with PBNs and any degree of what's considered okay and what isn't. It's always going to carry a risk of potentially being de-indexed or being penalised by Google, because of the fact it's considered a very manipulative and deceptive form of creating authority. So there's various risks and problems that you need to consider. So is there a common footprint between sites within the PBN network? If so, is a risk of being discovered? Especially if you're buying links and you purchase a link on a PBN network that is linking to anybody and everybody who pays for them, even spammy sites may be buying links on there. How does that bode for your own link profile? Do you want to be sharing link space with those kind of sites? I mean, probably not. If a PBN or a segment of the PBN does get discovered and penalised and de-indexed, your links will also disappear as well, and along with that, any of the authority that those links helped you build up. It also doesn't matter how many tiers or layers of links that you use. A lot of people use this as well. They'll have tiers of links just so they could kind of hide the fact that they're using a PBN. You know, it gets harder the more buffers you put between the money site and the PBN, but with the way Google's algorithm is developing, it would just be a matter of time before they discover it. No matter what kind of advanced or complex techniques you're using, you're talking about a billion-dollar company that you're going up against, so you have to consider that as well. And even if you do cover your tracks and you're using, the best tools and techniques, and you've got the best domains to produce it, how much time and money did it cost to do all that? Is it worth building all that and buying all these domains and just to have something which still carries an inherent risk, no matter how small the risk is? Here's what I think you should do instead of investing all that time and money in something which is still arguably shaky, both in terms of safety and long-term results. It's maybe time to look at more white hat link building. Because yes, if PBNs are working now, with the way RankBrain is progressing and learning, how long will these be effective? So how do you progress to a more natural form of link building? So here's a quick fire guide to it. So first you want to research your market and your audiences. You need a good handle on who should be landing on your site, what issues they have, pain points they have, and the kind of things that interest them. You will then want to create content which is useful to that audience, but it's about making content that's useful to humans, not just search engines, so you have to bear that in mind as well when you want to have a more manual approach to link building. You'll then want to perform personalised outreach to websites who could also find this content useful, and if your targeting is on point here and the content truly is useful to the audience, you'll be able to secure some links. The better you get at it, the higher your success rate will be in terms of getting links. And you can use tactics like guest posting, but again, it's about doing manual outreach to high quality and real websites which have existing traffic and audiences, asking to write an article and then getting a link inserted to your site. Again, they're only going to allow you to do this if the guest post article is really good quality. You want to be creative with your link building techniques. And this is especially important at the start when you're starting your campaign. Is there suppliers you can go to for a link? Any clients? Other industry contacts? Has your company done something charitable or newsworthy? Anything that would be of interest to a journalist? These are all things that I've done. I've looked at myself when starting link building for clients, and the newsworthy and kind of journalist-worthy content is a good one as well. But this is going to depend on your business and what you're doing, so you need to get thinking and be creative. And then it's just a case of rinsing and repeating this. Not every piece of content you're going to create is going to be a hit. Some of them are just not going to get a link. Some may get more than others. The idea is to just refine what you're doing over time, test things, see what's working, what isn't, and as you get better at it, you'll then slowly start to see the type of content you should be producing and the kind of websites you should be reaching out to. So, but I'm not going to lie, white hat link building or manual outreach link building isn't easy. It takes time, it takes investment. However, when you've got a great strategy in place and you're consistently building links in this way, you're going to have something that's going to work in the long term. It carries almost zero risk of penalty or being de-indexed. It's simple, even though it's time consuming, it is very simple, and when it's implemented it has a compounding effect of referral traffic, of organic traffic, brand awareness, all these kind of things come into play, and that's arguably stronger than any black or grey hat strategy can produce on its own. It's not just about ranking in the search engines or trying to manipulate search engines into giving you traffic. It's about actually driving direct traffic and getting your brand out there as well, almost like it's a form of online PR as well as SEO. So guys, I hope that cleared everything up. Hope it makes sense. Obviously, if you're going to do PBNs, that's up to you. I'm not going to stop you or say that it doesn't work. The goal with this video is to tell you to bear in mind the kind of the bad points of it, the disadvantages and things to consider before you go into it. And it's for yourself to make your own educated judgment on how you want to proceed. So thanks very much, and see you in the next video.